This is Lesson 6-3, Income Statements. The objectives of this lesson are to interpret and use the information on a pay stub, W-2 form, W-4 form, and a 1099 form. These are all types of income statements. There are a number of key terms that we need to understand in this lesson. First of these is gross pay. This is the total pay you get before any deductions, okay? Then there's net pay, which is the pay after deductions, sometimes referred to as take-home pay. We have a pay stub, which is a document detailing summary of wages and deductions. We have a Form W-4, which is the employee's withholding allowance certificate. It's where he calculates how much he's allowed to withhold, how much of a withholding allowance he's allowed to have. There's withholding tax. This is federal, state, and local income taxes withheld by the employer and sent to the government. So that from each check, the employer withholds a certain amount of money for taxes and sends them to the appropriate government authority. There's a Form W-2, which is simply a wage and tax statement for the year. There's a Form 1099. This is a document detailing income that is not from wages, salaries, and tips. There's tax-deferred contribution. These are contributions usually made to a retirement plan prior to taxes being deducted. For example, this could be different types of plans that are where no tax is taken out, okay? And one of these plans is a flexible spending account, or an FSA. This is an employer-sponsored plan in which employees choose to deposit funds that will be used for the payment of certain medical, child care, parental care, and unreimbursed medical insurance expenses for a specified 12-month period. All right, so let's start talking about this lesson. Why is your take-home pay lower than your salary? How might the terms net proceeds and net pay be related? Withholding taxes, federal and state, Social Security, Medicare, 401k, tax-deferred contributions, health insurance, etc. These are all forms of items that are withheld from your check, your paycheck, and lower your take-home pay, okay? So all of these are withheld and paid so that your take-home pay is lower. All right, here's a sample of a W-4 form. This is an employee's withholding allowance certificate, okay? All right, so this basically, an employee fills it out, his name, Social Security number, address, is he single, married, how many dependents does he have, how many allowances are you claiming from the applicable worksheet on the following pages, okay? And this determines how much is withheld from his check for tax purposes. Okay, so you can see here, for example, line item 5 over here on the left-hand side. This is the total number of allowances you're claiming from the applicable worksheet on the following pages, okay? So you calculate how many allowances you're allowed to take, how many children you're supporting, things of that nature. You can also choose to have an additional amount withheld from your paycheck. If you see line item 6, you may want to do this so that you don't end up having to pay additional taxes at the end of the tax year, so that maybe you get a refund instead. So you can have an additional amount withheld beyond what is calculated on the worksheet. All right, let's look at an example. Barbara started a new job and wanted to verify that her net pay has been computed correctly. Her gross pay per pay period is $469.75. She has the following deductions: FICA tax, 6.2%. Medicare tax, 1.45%. Federal withholding tax, $110.51. State withholding tax, $66.62. Retirement insurance contribution, $9. Disability insurance fee, $2.56. Medical insurance fee, $12. And dental insurance fee, $6. What should be her net pay for this pay period? All right, so let's calculate this out. Okay, we know that her gross pay is $469.75. She has the following deductions. FICA, 6.2%. All right, so we multiply $469.75 times 0.062, and that gives you $29.12. Next, we look at her Medicare tax. Her Medicare tax is 1.45%. So again, she multiplies her gross pay, $469.75 times 0.0145, and she gets $6.81. Then we add up these two figures that we just calculated, the FICA or Social Security tax and the Medicare tax, along with the specific dollar amounts that are withheld for taxes, state and federal insurance and the like, and we come up with a grand total of $242.62. So we take her gross pay and subtract her deductions, and we come out with her net pay or take-home pay is $227.13. All right, let's look at example 2. Examine Lorna's biweekly pay stub. Assuming that Lorna's salary and deductions remain the same throughout the calendar year, how much will be taken out of her total annual gross salary for state and federal taxes? All right, so on the left here, we have a pay stub. It lists the period, it lists the amount of her gross pay and year-to-date amount. Then it lists her deductions and any other adjustments. All right, so we were asked to look at federal and state taxes. So if we look here on the pay stub, we see federal tax, and let's see, federal tax is right here, and that's $1,001.47. Okay? Now she gets paid every other week, so we multiply that times 26 to get how much is deducted for the year. Then we see state tax. State tax is right below federal tax. That's $280.89. Again, we multiply it by 26 for the number of pay periods, and we come out with $7,303.14. We add these two figures for federal and state tax, and we come out with the total deductions for federal and state tax for a year are $33,341.56. All right, example 3. On January 30th, Joanne Toscano received this W-2 form from her employer. How much did Joanne pay in taxes during the year? Now, obviously, this is a W-2 form which indicates her income and taxes for the previous year, okay? All right, so if we look here on the upper right, this particular box right here, this is federal income tax withheld, okay? Then if we look at the bottom down here in item 17, this is state income tax withheld. And then lastly, item 19 is local income tax. Some places do have a local income tax. We don't here in Massachusetts, but some places do. So you have your federal, your state, and your local taxes. Now, if we add these three figures together, the federal, state, and local, we come out with her total taxes that were paid in the previous year were $22,287.50. This is income taxes, federal, state, and local. All right, example 4. Amy Springfield works for Pound Ridge Financial Planners. Her employer uses an electronic W-2 form as shown below. What accounts for the difference between her wages listed in box 1 and her Social Security and Medicare wages listed in box 3 and 5? So first of all, let's see where these two boxes are. You'll notice in box 1, she's got wages, tips, and other compensation, where this arrow points right here, and that's listed as $78,900. Box 3 is the Social Security wages, which is $92,100, which is in box 3. So why the difference? Well, if you look down here in box 12, you see this figure of $12,200, okay? Now, this is what is deducted from the Social Security wages to end up with the actual wages, okay? So you're not taxed on this amount. You subtract that from your gross pay or your Social Security wages, and you come up with the wages, taxes, and other compensation. In addition, you see this other category down here in box 14 of $1,000. So if you take the full amount, this $1,000 plus this $12,200, and subtract it from the $92,100, then you will come out with the $78,900. And you can see that from this calculation right here that I've written out. So $92,100 minus these two deductions comes out with the wages, salaries, and tips of $78,900, which is in box 1. And this is where the actual taxes are calculated based on this amount rather than the $92,100 amount. All right, what about a 1099 form? This is used to report different types of income other than wages, salaries, and tips, such as bank interest, royalties, contract work, unemployment benefits, things like this, which do not come under the normal definition of wages and salaries. So here's a typical 1099 form. In this case, we're talking about royalties, and the royalties are listed here as $5,678.90. This is considered income, miscellaneous income basically, but not wages, salaries, and tips. Notice there's other categories here, rent, fishing boat proceeds, unemployment benefits. There's a number of different things that can go and be included on a 1099 form. As I said, this is income, but it's not considered part of your normal wages or salaries.